These are the basics of Nigerian dwarf goats, the development, reproductive care, and ethics. Why Nigerian dwarf goats are beneficial. They can be kept on small farms or homesteads. They are ideal for milking and weed control. They supply universal milk for multiple species. They are small ruminants that children can learn with, and they have an overall good temperament. This is a PowerPoint presentation that is delivered to audiences of different ages. It's to keep attention, to show timelines, and for visual appeal. Reproduction and physical development, as well as behavior, coincide with each other with the Nigerian dwarf goat. The gestation period of the physical development is 143 days gestation period. For neonatal, it's from birth to 4 weeks, and from pre-weaning, 4 weeks to 8 weeks, and 12 weeks to 5 months. As in the physical development, the behavioral development for gestation is a 143-day gestation period. Neonatal, from birth to 4 weeks, pre-weaning 4 weeks to 8 weeks, and weaning is from 12 weeks to 5 months max. As stated, they both coincide with each other. The physical welfare as well as the behavioral welfare are also important in these timelines, and that goes for the kids as well as the doe. And it can be seen here in this timeline, the stages as mentioned before, and this is for physical welfare. And for behavioral welfare, these are listed here as well. And both are very important. The environment of reproductive care is also important, and it goes hand in hand with the physical and behavioral development. As you can see here, use of goat fencing is important, especially when you have little baby goats running around. And also you want to keep the bucks out of the area during reproductive care of the doe, and that's in her late stages as well as when she gives birth. In a reproductive care plan, there are materials that are required for the doe and for the kids, and they are listed here. Some challenges are, on average, 1 kid will be lost out of every 10 kids. This is the average for breeders that have experience in the field of goat breeding. New goat breeders will experience higher rates of fatalities due to inexperience. A solution to the above challenge would be to have a mentor that is a breeder. Breeders that have been in the field for a long period of time have seen issues in reproductive care. However, there will be issues that arise that even seasoned breeders will not have experienced. In a reproductive care plan, genetic diseases are always something that need to be considered. Understanding the genetics of animals is also very important when it comes to these genetic diseases. And with that being said, genetic testing is important in some species and can be done on most species. With any breeding plan, there are ethical things to consider. Like, for instance, when it comes to genetic diseases, and you can see here on this timeline how ethics can be involved. And for selective breeding, there are always positives and negatives to take into consideration as seen in this slide. In guidance on breeding any animal and Nigerian dwarf goats, you should consider for health, for physical health, and for behavioral health. And as stated before, these go hand in hand with each other. In any animal breeding management plan, there are pros to consider and cons to consider, and these need to be weighed out with each other. Again, in the breeding of any animal and Nigerian dwarf goats, there are ethics to consider and to consider why they're valuable, and consider the arguments and concerns against the breeding of any animal. For instance, why breed Nigerian dwarf goats? Goats is beneficial to humans. It improves goat welfare and it creates a mutual human-animal bond. The takeaways from this presentation are a well-rounded management and breeding program that includes good ethics are vital to the Nigerian dwarf goat species or any other species, the consumer of the products produced, the environment of the Nigerian goat, and the future generations of farmers and breeders. In this presentation, while doing it, I learned that there are new genetic diseases that are coming up within the Nigerian dwarf goat world. The favorite thing I learned was how I can implement all of this into my Nigerian dwarf goat breeding program. Thank you for joining me in this presentation. And this is our crew here at Double E Rose Acres. And my references are listed right here. Thank you.